Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 1159. Hello, it's Mike Matthews broadcasting from Cafe Anyway, located somewhere in Podcastro Valley, Mont. Today, we hear from Madame Rootabega, Valentino, Bison Bentley. Plus, we bring you the fascinating, interesting segment called This is Interesting. We'll find out about someone.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
In the political world that, well, has just gone down in history. We'll find out why. Well,
Mike's Daily Podcast.
I found out that there is something in Castro Valley that's really cool to me, and that is overpriced food being sold out of trucks in a truck, the food truck, thing that happens on Tuesdays. That's really cool. I brought my dog.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
My dog Basil the Boxer. We were walking around and we saw all these food trucks, and they had
Mike's
things like
Daily
lemon curd
Podcast
bars, oxtail soup, and tacos, fish and chips, pizza, all kinds of those food truck things. But you know, food truck stuff is never cheap. So I was intrigued. I was not hungry, for I had a ginormous burrito before when I got off of work. I get off of work around like 1:30, and I had this ginormous burrito. And I love California, because you can't get burritos like this anywhere. I'm sorry, not even Mexico. These are the most beautiful burritos are in California. I missed them so much when I lived in Alabama. And, oh my gosh, I had one. And you gotta go to a taqueria. A taqueria is the best. Don't go to Chipotle. Don't die eating at Chipotle. Am I right? They've got the diseases. Am I right? That's a current topic. No, it's not. They fixed that. You can go to Moe's. I went to a Moe's in Alabama, and then I tried to go back to that Moe's, and it was gone. And I noticed that happens a lot with Moe's. They're here today, gone tomorrow. But oh, look who just walked in. Who's here today? Hello, my commercial. It's Madame Rootabega. I love a good burrito too. You do? Yes, my commercial. I eat them all the time. They are so delicious. Ooh, make my stomach hurt. Yeah, they will make your stomach hurt if you eat a bunch, for sure. They're full of, they can be greasy. You've got your beans in there. You got your cheese and your sour cream. All these wonderful things, guacamole. Although you must be careful, because a lot of taquerias will charge you more for putting guacamole in your burrito, and they don't do it. They lie. I've noticed this a lot. So just don't believe. Conspiracy theories. That's my burrito conspiracy theory. What else was I going to say? Oh, yeah, so it's my own damn fault. I ate this ginormous burrito, and I missed out on the great food truck food. But every Tuesday night, apparently, they do this, and they've been doing it for a while. So I'm going to take my boxer there. And another fun thing I did yesterday, Sia is starting to get popular with a song, Tricks, Cool Tricks, or whatever it's called, Good Tricks, I forget, something like that, Neat, something. And she, memory is just dissipating, gone with the wind, and she is starting finally to get popular after, when she first really popped up on everyone's radar. Not everyone, but the cool people's radar was with 07. And she sang, when I'm with, I get strength from you. It was called Destiny. And so she's I've completely ignored the people that walked in. I'm so sorry to you guys.
That's all right, Mike. Hello there, Mike. It's Valentino, the parking attendant.
And this is Bison Bentley. Do you know that?
Mike, did you know that Sia is Colin Hayes' niece from Men at Work? Do you know that?
Do you know that?
Sorry, I took your line, Bison Bentley.
That's all right. I don't have a copyright on it. Do you know that? I did not know that. No, I did know that. Wait a minute. But thanks for reminding me. Yeah, Sia was with 07, and watch on YouTube her performance. It's a live performance with 07, and she is so she was probably 20, 22, early 20s when this was videotaped back in the late 90s, and she's just such a, so she's such a little natural blonde beauty, I think from Australia, and so she's just so talented. Her voice. Now you gotta like the voice. She does sing kind of through her nose, but then over the years she just kept coming out with more and more stuff and writing more and more stuff and writing stuff for other people, and just this force to be reckoned with. 07 didn't last too long. I think the last album they did was 2009. Great band though. So they lasted about 10 years, but she keeps going and going, and here we are, 2016, and she's finally getting a hit song that's getting played on all the radio stations. So good for her. I loved Chandelier. I don't know. Call me a little pansy. Isn't that a flower? A pansy? I'm seeing the lilies everywhere. Consider the lily. All over the Bay Area, they pop out of you'll see like a dried brown meadow, just nothing growing, just weeds, dead weeds everywhere, and all of a sudden these beautiful lilies pop up, and they don't just pop up out of the ground a little bit, they go way out of the ground, they go like 4 feet out of it, boom, right out, beautiful pinkish red, bam, beautiful lilies. I think that's what they're called, lilies, but consider them. It was, I thought it was Stormy Phoenix's birthday. Who's Stormy Phoenix? Stormy Phoenix is someone I work with at the radio station in Pleasanton that I work for. They're a hot adult contemporary station, and they're the ones that just added Sia. And she then informed me it was not her birthday, Stormy Phoenix. But we had this long email session back and forth, and we were talking about all kinds of things. Thank you, Stormy Phoenix, for your conversations with me and using email. No, we didn't use chat or Facebook Messenger or any of your hoity-toity little Skype. We used email. We went old school. Yeah. And it was like... oh, crud, I can't remember whose name it was, but that guy, he started basically the internet was the anniversary. He started the whole HTTP thing, protocol, websites and whatnot, sprung from that. If you're smart and know tech, you know what I'm talking about. It was his birthday yesterday, so belated birthday to him, or the birthday of that. Okay, that was a great drunk uncle reference there that I didn't have any facts on. Demi Lovato, I do have facts on that. She's facing an allegation of infringing the work of the indie band Sleigh Bells in a complaint filed Monday in California federal court. Sleigh Bells member Alexis Krauss and Derek Miller alleged that Lovato's Stars contains material taken from their 2010 track Infinity Guitars off their debut album. Aww. Why hurt that beautiful angel Demi Lovato? And I'm so sad about Shannon Doherty saying that she'll be dead in 5 years. She says she has breast cancer. And I just hope all the best for her. I hope, they're able to beat it. 45 years old is how old she is, and I once met her at some country bar in Thousand Oaks. I saw her there, and she's had an interesting life. She had Beverly Hills 90210, Charmed, can't forget Charmed, And she always sort of, bucked the status quo and sort of was, a rebel child. But I hope she can rebel against the cancer. Gosh, so young. So that was a bit of a shock. I don't know if you heard that news yet about Shannon Doherty. So we're going to get into the news segment. This is interesting. And look at some person that's risen to prominence in the media, gotten a lot of exposure for interesting reasons in just a moment. But check out the website MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com, where we have links to all kinds of interesting places to listen to the show, and you can help out the show through the Amazon link if you click on that and buy anything that helps us out. There's also the link to the PayPal. You'll get a special greeting from all the Cafe Anyway characters. And there's also the podcast picture. Let's take a look at that one today.
And here's today's podcast picture.
Well, look at that. It's you, Madame Rootabega. You and I are discussing something.
Michael Master, I love being drawn by you. You do such a good job. Someday you should draw me naked.
Ooh. Sure, that's on my list. And then we have, this is interesting.
This is interesting.
Wow, this is interesting.
So Stephen Bannon has taken over for Donald Trump's campaign executive. He's formerly, I guess he's still with Breitbart News. A former Breitbart News spokesman slammed Stephen Bannon for allegedly using racist rhetoric during editorial meetings at Breitbart, and said he sounded like a white supremacist. It sounded like a white supremacist rally, while a Trump ally calls the new CEO a positive addition to the team. Kurt Bardella, who worked with Bannon at Breitbart for 2 years, says the former Breitbart News chairman regularly disparaged minorities, women, and immigrants during daily editorial calls at the publication. Quote, if anyone sat there and listened to that call, you'd think that you were attending a white supremacist rally. He called Bannon's nationalism and hatred for immigrants, people coming into this country to try to get a better life for themselves. This is someone who has a very low moral compass. And the idea that this is the type of person that Donald Trump, as the Republican nominee as president, would have closest to him is very disturbing. Mr. Bannon also had a big stake in the Jerry Seinfeld show, Seinfeld. He makes a bunch of money off of the residuals off of that, interestingly enough, through some connection with Castle Rock and all that. This person that used to be with Breitbart, he quit Breitbart in March in protest over how he believes the news organization handled allegations by then reporter Michelle Fields that she was manhandled by Trump's campaign manager at the time, Corey Lewandowski. Police charges filed against Lewandowski in the case were later dropped. Bardella said he believes the Breitbart News organization did not defend Fields over the incident. Asked how he thinks Bannon's hiring will affect the Trump campaign, Bardella said it's going to look exactly what it's looked like to this point. Chaos, undisciplined, a lot of attacks, negativity. No vision of moving the country forward. This according to ABC News. As we go outside a cafe anyway, we're bringing you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcaster Valley. Somehow, Stephen Bannon is sort of the dream pick for Donald Trump. Kind of looks like Donald Trump. Kind of big guy. Kind of bloated. Kind of gray. Or is gray, but kind of color in it. Kind of. Wasn't it great having the wonderful Marco on the show yesterday? So informative. That was the first time he sat through going to Cafe Anyway and all that. And the singing and stuff. Next show, it's going to be Chely Shoehart, Floyd the Floorman, and John Deere, the engineer. Enjoy your burrito. Oh, wait, that's somebody else's sign-off.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Email Mike now at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!